Hey, it's Greg here with MaritimeGardening.com, and today I'm planting some spinach and lettuce. And this is my third planting of spinach and lettuce. This will probably be it, unless I get, inspired midway through summer or something like that to do a fall crop. Now, some of the spinach and lettuce I've planted has been under domes, and some of it hasn't. But this is a unique spot, and the purpose of this video is that this is a relatively shady spot in the garden. It's in full sun right now because none of the trees have leaves. But, in a month or so, it just doesn't get good sun here. So it's not a good bed for growing a lot of things. But because spinach and lettuce are prone to bolting in the hotter months, this is kind of an ideal bed for spinach and lettuce, if you think about it, right? So the purpose of the video is to talk about finding a use for different kinds of beds where you don't have a bed that performs well for certain kinds of plants, but maybe it's ideal for other kinds of plants. I mean, the shade in this bed, I don't have any right now, but it's going to get shade. The shade in this bed is a problem in general, but for spinach and lettuce, as you're getting into July, that shade, helps, right? It helps those plants because they don't like too much heat, they don't like too much sun, and they'll bolt, right? So now I planted lettuce end of March in one bed under a plastic dome. I got lettuce in another part of the bed. It had a dome on it, but I've taken it off since because it's just it's growing. Everything's growing in there. And now I've got this third bed, which will come along a lot later, right? And I'm overseeding here. I tend to overseed with lettuce and stuff like that. Why not? You can always thin it out later. You can always move lettuce later on. Spinach hates being moved, but lettuce does not mind being moved at all. At least in my experience, if you do it right. Take a good clump of roots when you move lettuce. It doesn't seem to, bolt or suffer. I'm sure that depends on the variety. Seeds don't want to come out of this pack. Today I'm planting, in other videos I've planted lettuce with pelletized seed. This lettuce here is not pelletized. I made this furrow a bit too deep. This is not pelletized. Never hurts to overseed. Seeds don't last forever anyway. I tend to just go for it. I got some left over there. Pour that back in. All right, now we'll just put some of this nice screen soil on top. It's going to rain tomorrow, so I'm not even going to water today. I'm just kind of in a rush today. Got other stuff to do. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'll just let that take care of itself. Just putting a little bit of this fine screen soil on top. You don't have to do this, but for me it helps me remember which beds have been planted. So the beds, I can just tell that I've laid down a bit of soil that's a slightly different color. I can see my handprints from patting it down. Right, so I know that this bed is prepared, it's planted. There's nothing else to do here other than, watch, wait, and see, right? Covering this very lightly, just enough to cover it, right? You don't want to plant these deep at all. You want them as close to the surface as possible while still being covered. So you just put enough soil down to cover them. The reason I'm patting these down is so that each seed has good contact with the soil, right? The soil has moisture in it. It's going to rain, the soil is going to hold moisture, and that way the seed will get properly soaked. And sure, you can soak your seeds before you plant them. I've never done that. I just find that to be, it just slows, I got so much to plant out here, and it just slows everything down. it doesn't do anything for me. I know people do it. People are always commenting that they do it. Great. I'm sure if you do it right, it can probably improve germination. But overseeding does a lot for germination too. You know, so yeah, you just plant like 3 times as many seeds as the area needs. You know, I mean, I'm probably gonna, I would say, you know, 60% of the things I planted here, maybe even more of that, will be thinned out at some point, right? Once the plants get, I don't know, 6 inches high, that's when I start thinning, because you can eat them, right? So the thinning is kind of enjoyable. You just come out and you start pulling out plants to make room for the ones you're going to keep, and you take them in and make a nice salad and enjoy them. Anyway, using a nice shady spot. Doesn't look shady right now, but it's going to be shady. Making good use of a shady spot by planting something in that spot that almost needs the shade, right? That's how you make the best use of your space. We don't all have gardens where every single spot in the garden is primo, right? I got a couple primo spots in the garden. Those are reserved for peppers and eggplant and tomatoes and things like that. And all these other marginal spots, I have to be strategic to get the most out of them, to try to get the most out of the space. Anyway, hope you found that interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. And until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching.